I get that Asuna is the intangible part of the team, but I hate the inconsistency. I agree. I get it. I'm not saying there's no arguments against Asuna. I am just saying the way people talk about him, they just say he's useless. Like there's nothing he brings to the table. So if you're going to be an objective person, you have to look at the pros and the cons and decide for yourself. Do the pros outweigh the cons? And if they don't, then you can choose in your head to be like, I don't want this guy playing for our team. And if they don't, then you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But I will agree, like, I don't think Asuna can compete with the best duelists in the world, right? Like, I just don't think so. I even if they made it international, I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. That doesn't have to be your opinion. But if I am proven wrong, I'll be happy for him. But if you were to ask me, like, do you think that this guy can compete against the best teams in the world? And he has in the past. To be fair, he has in the past competed against the best teams in the world and held his own. However, I don't know if that's the case now, if they go to international. But again, that doesn't take away from what he brings outside of just that. Like, if he's communicating most of the round, like kind of, you know what Asuna is? I actually think Asuna to this team is Zelsis on Sentinels. Like, that's exactly the player I think he is. Now, it's up to you whether you need a player like that or you don't. But to me, that's how it seems. But the inconsistency thing, I get, because he is able to fry at times, but there are times where he just completely doesn't fry. But if you think that many players can't compete with the best in the world, yeah, I mean, I think Asuna is good. I don't think he's great. And you need to be great to win. But again, you only need to be great once to win once, right? And you can hit that level in a tournament if the momentum hits and you're feeling good. But do you bank on that? Asuna's only 22, bro's got hella time. Yeah, it has more to do with, like, okay, if we were to rewatch every single game this split, to be fair, right? To have a fair consensus on just one player, and we watch just from his POV, it just feels like I think he's trying to do too much sometimes. That's all. That's my biggest issue with Asuna. I feel in situations where you need to chill, he might be trying to do too much sometimes. I'm not on the team. I don't know what the comms are like. So maybe that's what's warranted and that's what's asked of him. But there are times where I do feel like he's trying to do too much. And I think that hurts him more than it helps. And it hurts his team more than it helps him and his team. So if he can get a handle on that, he can shoot just fine. But there are times where I think he's trying to do too much, gather too much info, getting too aggressive, just too much. And his team isn't on the same pace as him sometimes, it feels like. So that's my main criticism of him. But I do genuinely believe that he's a good player. He is a good player. You cannot take that away. I do think he's a good player, but I do agree he is inconsistent, especially in this role. If you're going to have him as duelist, it's a very hit or miss because he's trying to do too much sometimes. But it could also be a support system problem on the team because we're not on the team. We don't know. We can only make assumptions. He's a good duelist, but he's playing catch up with speed of the new coming players. Yeah, he's 22, but he's almost similar to Ninja in Fortnite. He's going to get worse and worse in the comp. Yeah, I mean, that's I get what you're saying, but it sucks to like think like that. But I understand why you do, because he's been playing for so long at the competitive level. So it does feel like technically in esports age, he's like 28. But more importantly than anything else, it's just the lack of results. Let's be real. It's the lack of results, and there has to be someone that some kind of change you make. Lack of results alongside lack of consistency. I feel like they often put responsibilities on him, sometimes playing 3 roles, other times anchoring as an aggressive character. These are my thoughts. Yes, but we did this with Victor Wong as well. And it's something he thought he genuinely was okay with. He was okay playing duelist. He was okay playing whatever character you asked him to play. Sentinel, anything. Didn't matter. Like, you gotta be willing. If you're willing to do it, you gotta be able to do it. It's as simple as that. If he is supposed to be the flex of the team, that's literally your job. You asked for that job. It's not like they just handed it to you and said, do it whether you like it or not. He thinks he can do it. He obviously is comfortable in that role. So you can't use it as an excuse where it's too much responsibility on him. Maybe from the outside looking in, you can be like, okay, maybe they are putting too much on him and maybe he should just stick to one thing. Like in your opinion, he's not good at this thing, which is fine. Like, I do agree that I think on his support roles, because he's able to slow the down, he's better off like that. Like, I think he's better off playing support roles because I think it makes him play for his teammates and slow down a little bit. And the team slows down because he does. And then just let Tino kind of run around. But they're playing in a double duelist meta and they need a second duelist. Who else is it going to be? Cryo? Like, who? Who are you going to put that on, like, as in that role? Plus, when you see the way they're losing rounds, you can't directly blame Asuna either. It's not like you can say that 1v3 is just Asuna's fault or this or that or whatever. It's not like he's making blatant enough mistakes for it just to be his fault. So I don't know. But I mean, one thing I will say, he's not great. He's good though. He is good, and I feel like Timotino has the potential to be great, and then Cryo is elite. He just is. Thoughts on Bang? Above average, for sure. Like, good with the potential to be great, yeah, because he's so young, and he's only improved as the years have gone on. But again, Bang's inconsistency is also a factor, whether you want to admit it or not.